Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. My beloved brothers and sisters, today I want to remind you of something very important. Many of us have been taught from a young age, go to school, get good grades and find a good job. But times have changed. And more importantly, your risk, sustenance, is already written by Allah. Do you really think your job is what feeds you? No, it is Allah who feeds you. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad said, if you were to rely upon Allah with reliance due to Him, He would provide for you as He provides for the birds. They go out in the morning with empty stomachs and return full. Tirmidhi. Subhanallah, look at the bird. It does not wait for the food to come to its nest. It leaves early, it puts in effort, and Allah provides. Likewise, my brothers and sisters, it is time you stop depending entirely on getting a job. It is time you begin to look at what you can create, what you can offer, what skills you can develop. Allah has given each of us a unique ability. Some of you are brilliant with your hands, some with your words, some with your ideas. You say, but I don't know where to start. Start with what you have. Learn something new. Sell a service. Build an online skill. Teach Quran. Start a halal business. Don't wait for someone to approve your future. Let Allah approve it. My brothers and sisters, don't confuse education with employment. Education is a blessing, but chasing a job endlessly, applying here and there, getting rejected over and over again, it destroys your confidence. And the Prophet taught us, the upper hand is better than the lower hand. Bukhari and Muslim, what is the upper hand? It is the hand that gives, not the one that always receives. Build yourself so you can give, even if it starts small, even if you're selling one product a week. Do it with ikhlas, sincerity, and Allah will bless it with barakah. And let me remind you, your value is not in your title or your salary. Your value is in how much you trust Allah, how much you give back to the world, and how pure your intentions are. So today I urge you, stop saying I'm looking for a job. Start saying I'm looking for what Allah has given me the ability to do, and then do it. Start it. Bismillah, with tawakkul, with sabr, with a smile. And don't ever forget, you were not created to just work for someone else. You were created to serve Allah and to live a life of purpose. My beloved brothers and sisters, one of the most beautiful qualities a believer can have is tawakkul, or reliance on Allah. It is something that brings peace to the heart, calmness to the soul, and clarity to the mind. But sadly, many people misunderstand tawakkul. Some believe it means sitting and doing nothing, waiting for things to come to them. That is not reliance. That is laziness. Real tawakkul means you tie your camel and then you trust in Allah. You make the effort, you take the steps, and you place your heart in the hands of the one who controls all affairs. Allah says in the Quran, and whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him. Surah At-Talaq 65. Just reflect on this. He is sufficient for you. If the one who owns the treasures of the heavens and the earth is enough for you, then why do we fear what is in the hands of people? Why do we run behind jobs as though they are the source of our sustenance? A job is only a means. It is not the provider. The true provider is our Razak, the one who gives without limit. The Prophet Muhammad gave us a beautiful parable. He said, if you were to rely upon Allah with reliance due to Him, He would provide for you as He provides for the birds. They go out in the morning with empty stomachs and return full. Now look at that. The bird doesn't sit in its nest all day and expect food to fall from the sky. It flies out early, it flaps its wings, it moves, it works. But its heart knows that Allah will not let it go hungry. That is what we are missing. Many of us are flapping our wings, yes, we're sending out CVs, going for interviews, waiting for callbacks, but our hearts are full of panic, anxiety, and disappointment. Why? Because we have made the job itself the source of our peace instead of Allah. My brothers and sisters, I say this lovingly, the time has come to change your mindset. Don't say, I need a job to survive. Say, I need Allah to survive, and He will open the doors for me, even if it's not through a job. It may be a business. It may be a skill you have ignored. It may be a simple service you can offer from your home. But you must start. You must take the first step. Even if you are afraid, start. Even if you fail, try again. Because Allah never abandons those who sincerely walk toward Him. Do you know that our beloved Prophet himself worked in trade before prophethood? He was trustworthy, honest, and hardworking. His self-sufficiency was praised. One of the most respected qualities in a Muslim is that they are not dependent on others unless absolutely necessary. In fact, the Prophet said, "It is better for one of you to take a rope, go to the forest, bring a bundle of firewood on his back and sell it, than to beg from someone who may or may not give. This is not just a lesson in work ethic. It is a lesson in honor, dignity, and reliance on Allah. Even the act of gathering firewood and selling it, something very basic, is better than sitting idle, waiting for someone to offer you something. Many people today wait for the perfect opportunity to begin. They say, I'll start when I have enough savings, or I need someone to invest in me first. But what if you never get that chance? What if that perfect job never comes? Will you wait your whole life? Or will you trust that what Allah has given you right now is enough to start with? It may be your skill in speaking, writing, building, designing, teaching, or serving. Start small, start honestly, start with the intention of pleasing Allah, and you'll see how He puts barakah in your work. What you thought would earn you pennies will start bringing you sustenance and peace, because you did it through the door of tawakkul. So stop tying your worth to whether or not you got hired. Stop seeing rejection as a sign of failure. Sometimes it is Allah redirecting you to something better. Maybe He closed one door because He wanted you to walk through one that's bigger and more blessed. Place your trust in the one who never disappoints, and take that first step today. In the teachings of Islam, there is a deep emphasis on dignity, independence, and self-sufficiency. The Prophet Muhammad, whose life is the best example for us, not only taught this through his words, but lived it through his actions. One of the most honorable qualities in a believer is the ability to support oneself without constantly relying on others. Islam encourages us to work, to strive, and to earn through halal means, even if it is small or humble work, because in that effort there is honor. The Prophet once said, "The upper hand is better than the lower hand," and this simple statement carries a profound meaning. The upper hand is the hand that gives, supports, and uplifts. The lower hand is the one that is always in need, always receiving. Islam does not shame those who are in need, but it encourages believers to aim for the upper hand, to be the one who can give even if only a little. Think about that for a moment. The Prophet didn't say the rich hand is better. He said the upper hand. That means it's not about how much wealth you have, but how much you are willing to give, how much you are willing to contribute, and how independent you strive to be. You don't need to be a millionaire to be the upper hand. You just need to live with dignity and do your best not to depend on people unnecessarily. Many people today wait for a big opportunity to begin something. They wait for a high-paying job, or they wait until someone offers them a position. In the meantime, they do nothing. This is not the attitude that Islam teaches us. The Prophet mentioned that if someone were to go into the forest, collect firewood, and sell it to support himself, that would be more honorable than sitting and asking people for help. Imagine that. Even the hard, sweaty, physical work of cutting wood and carrying it on your back is more noble in the sight of Allah than being idle and dependent on others when you have the strength to work. This is not just about money, it is about shana. A believer is supposed to live with dignity. And when you start something, even if it's small, you are taking ownership of your own sustenance. You're saying, Ya Allah, I will do my part. I will strive. I will work. I will stay away from begging, from depending on others unnecessarily, and I will trust you to bless my efforts. And Allah loves that. He loves when His servant works hard in a halal way, when he refuses to beg, when he keeps his head high and relies on Allah. There is a khud barakah in that kind of work. It doesn't matter if it's small. Allah can place more blessing in a few honest dirhams earned through self-effort than in a high-paying job earned through compromise or haram means. Today, unfortunately, we have been trained to think that unless you are employed by someone, you are a failure. That is completely false. The Prophet was not employed by a company. He worked in trade. He managed business for others, but with honesty and trust. Many of the companions did similar things. They were craftsmen, merchants, farmers. They didn't wait around for someone to give them a salary. They worked, they built, they served the community, and they supported their families. This is the spirit we need to revive. Don't look down on your skills. Maybe you can cook, maybe you can design, maybe you can teach Quran, maybe you can sell something online, maybe you can fix things. Whatever skill Allah has given you, use it, develop it, turn it into a means of income, even if it starts small. The point is not the size of the income. The point is the dignity and the blessing that comes with discerning through your own effort. And never underestimate how Allah can expand what you begin. A small business started with sincerity and hard work can grow into something much greater. But even if it doesn't, you have achieved something even more important. You have become self-reliant, and you've freed yourself from the emotional pressure of waiting for someone else to give you a job or decide your future. So my brothers and sisters, always remember, the dignity of working for yourself, even in small ways, is a quality beloved to Allah. Don't feel ashamed to start small. Don't let pride stop you from doing honest work. What matters most is that you are not sitting idle, and you are not depending on others unnecessarily. You are taking action, relying on Allah, and walking the path of dignity and honor. Every single one of us has been gifted by Allah with unique abilities, strengths, and talents. No two people are the same. Your experiences, your mindset, your creativity, your voice, these are not accidental. They are tools given to you by the Creator for a purpose. Islam encourages us not just to worship with our hearts and tongues, but to contribute to the world using the tools Allah has entrusted us with. Yet many of us don't realize our own potential. We underestimate what we can offer, and we fall into the trap of thinking that only certain kinds of work or careers are respectable or valuable. Allah did not create you without purpose. He says in the Quran, "Do you think that we created you in play without any purpose?" That includes how you earn your income. It should be purposeful. It should reflect the gifts Allah has given you. The mistake many people make is they chase what is popular or what is expected by society, rather than looking inward and asking, what has Allah placed inside me that I can develop and offer to the world? Some of the greatest transformations in people's lives come when they finally understand that what they are looking for is already inside them. Maybe you are a good speaker. Maybe you are great at solving problems. Maybe you have a creative eye for design. Maybe you're good at managing others, teaching, repairing things, or organizing. All of these are skills. And in Islam, using these skills for the benefit of yourself and others, through halal means, is not only permissible but encouraged. Too many of us waste these talents because we are waiting for someone else to give us permission, waiting for a job to discover us, waiting for a boss to see our worth. But what if Allah already placed something inside you that can sustain you, benefit others, and bring you closer to Him, but you're ignoring it? There are millions of Muslims around the world who have started small businesses, online services, teaching platforms, creative projects, or even simple community work, all based on their personal skills. And many of them did not have a high education or a prestigious background. They simply recognized what Allah gave them and they used it. One of the key teachings of Islam is that work itself is a form of worship, when done with the right intention. If you wake up in the morning and you work hard to provide for your family, stay away from haram and benefit others, then every hour you spend is rewarded by Allah. So why would we not use the very talents He has given us in that effort? When a person uses their God-given talent with sincerity, they often find a sense of fulfillment that a job alone cannot provide. A job may pay your bills, but using your personal strengths in the right way gives you something deeper, a sense of purpose. And the beautiful thing is, in today's world, there are more opportunities than ever to do this. With the internet, technology, freelancing, and online platforms, you can turn your skill into a service that reaches people all over the world. And if your intention is pure, to earn halal income to serve others to avoid dependency, then Allah places barakah in your work. Don't think you have nothing to offer. That's a lie from Shaitan. He wants you to believe you are worthless, that you have nothing to give so you stay inactive. But Allah says, we have certainly honored the children of Adam. You have honor, you have worth, and you have ability. Even if the world has not recognized it yet, your job is not to wait for recognition. Your job is to act, to build, to grow, and to serve. So take time to reflect. What are the skills Allah has given you? What do people often come to you for help with? What brings you joy when you do it? These are clues. When used in the right way, they can become the key to your rizq and a source of barakah in your life. Instead of chasing what others are doing, look at what you've been uniquely equipped to do. Start small. If you're good at writing, offer content writing or translation. If you're good with children, consider tutoring or childcare. If you're good with design, offer digital services. The possibilities are endless, but only if you stop waiting for a job and start looking at the skills Allah has already placed within you. The world we live in today is not the same as it was 20 or even 10 years ago. The nature of work, income, and opportunity has completely transformed. In the past, people used to follow a very clear path: go to school, graduate, find a job, work for 30 years and retire. That model worked for many, but the world has changed. Today, jobs are no longer guaranteed. Companies are downsizing. Automation and artificial intelligence are replacing human labor. Entire industries are becoming outdated. And yet, many people are still holding on to the old way of thinking, believing that the only way to survive or succeed is to get hired by someone else. As Muslims, we are taught to be aware of the times we live in. There is a concept in our tradition called fiqh al-waqi, which means understanding the reality of the current time. Islam is not a religion stuck in the past. It is timeless, relevant, and able to guide us in every era. But in order to apply it properly, we must open our eyes and observe the world around us. If the nature of work has changed, then we must adapt, not in terms of compromising our values, but in terms of using new opportunities in halal ways. Look at how many people today earn their income online. People sell services, teach skills, offer advice, create content, manage projects, and more, all without being tied to one employer. In fact, many people today are earning more from these avenues than they would in a traditional job. This is not to say that jobs are wrong or to be looked down upon. No, jobs are noble, especially when they are halal and done with excellence. But the point is, they are no longer the only or even the most secure path to income. Some people are still waiting for that one perfect job to change their life, but they are ignoring all the new doors that have opened around them. They're applying to dozens of jobs, facing rejection after rejection, while their true opportunity is sitting quietly in a skill they already have, waiting to be used. Allah says in the Quran, indeed, Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change what is in themselves. And said, that means if you want your situation to change, you have to make the first move. You have to take the step. In our tradition, we see that the companions of the Prophet were not limited to one profession. They were flexible, they adapted, and they understood the needs of their time. Some were traders, some were farmers, some were teachers, and some became military leaders or community organizers. What mattered most was that they served with sincerity and worked hard in whatever role they were in. They didn't cling to outdated methods. They moved forward with vision and purpose. Today, we must do the same. If jobs are becoming scarce, if the competition is overwhelming, then perhaps that is Allah's way of guiding you towards something better. Maybe He is showing you that you're meant to create something on your own. Maybe He is preparing you for independence, growth, and leadership, but you won't discover that until you let go of fear and embrace the reality of the world you live in. Don't wait for the economy to change. Don't wait for a miracle email to land in your inbox. Instead, take initiative. Learn a skill that's in demand. Start a small service business. Offer your expertise online. Teach what you know. Use technology as a tool, not as a distraction. The same internet that wastes hours of people's time is the same internet that others are using to build halal income, serve others, and provide for their families. Islam is a religion of action. The Prophet taught us to take steps, to prepare, and to plan, all while trusting in Allah. That is the balanced way. Understand your time. Don't be left behind because you are clinging to a system that no longer serves you. And don't think that starting something small is beneath you. Some of the greatest successes in the world began with simple, humble efforts. What matters most is that you begin, and that you begin with the right intention. So open your eyes to the world you live in. Recognize the shift. Adapt, but stay grounded in your Islamic principles. Trust that when you walk through the new doors Allah has opened for you, He will bless your steps, guide your efforts, and place barakah in your rizq. When it comes to earning a livelihood, Islam teaches us something very unique and powerful. What truly matters is not just how much we earn, but how we earn it and the barakah that comes with it. Barakah is a concept that has no exact translation in English. It means blessing, increase, goodness, and divine support. Sometimes you may see someone earning a lot, but they are always stressed, their money disappears quickly, and there is no peace in their life. Then you find someone else earning modestly, yet their money stretches, their home is peaceful, and their heart is content. That is barakah. And it only comes when we do things the right way, with the right intention, and through halal means. In today's world, people are obsessed with numbers. How much money, how many followers, how many sales. But a believer focuses on something deeper. Allah says in the Quran, whatever you give for the sake of Allah, He will multiply it. The multiplication is not always in numbers. Sometimes it's in how the money benefits you. Sometimes it's in how long the resource lasts. Sometimes it's in the peace you feel at night because you know your income is clean, honest, and pleasing to Allah. When you start something, especially in business or self-employment, your first concern should not be, how fast can I get rich? But rather, how can I make this halal, honest, and pleasing to Allah? That mindset alone will open doors you never expected. Allah does not look at your profits first. He looks at your niyyah, your intention. Why are you doing this? Is it to show off, compete with others, or prove something? Or is it to provide for your family, live independently, help others, and avoid haram? If your intention is right, Allah will take care of the results. There's something deeply beautiful about earning with your own hands in a way that aligns with your faith. The Prophet Muhammad said, "No one eats better food than that which he eats out of the work of his own hand." That is a powerful hadith. It tells us that the food you buy with money you earned honestly, even if it's simple, is better than luxurious meals gained through unclear or dishonest means. There is a spiritual purity in halal earnings. It affects not just your wealth, but your heart, your family, your children, and even your du'as. Some people wonder why their du'as are not answered, or why they feel disconnected in prayer. One possible reason the Prophet mentioned is income that is not pure. That's why it's better to earn a small amount with honesty than a large amount with compromise. And when you start a business, a side hustle, or any independent work, you have the chance to build it from the ground up with halal principles. You control how you operate. You choose how you treat customers. You decide how much honesty and fairness you bring into it. This is a responsibility, but also a huge opportunity to earn not just wealth, but reward. The blessing of halal income goes beyond your bank account. It brings stability into your life. It protects you from humiliation. It gives you the power to help others. It sets an example for your children. When they see you working hard, not complaining, not begging, but striving with integrity, they grow up with the same values. You are not just earning money, you are building character, trust, and legacy. And never underestimate the power of starting small. The Prophet said, "The most beloved deeds to Allah are those that are consistent, even if they are small." The same applies to your work. Don't worry if your business or idea is small at first. Don't worry if it only earns a little. If it's halal, sincere, and done with excellence, Allah can put so much barakah in it that it will be more valuable than something much bigger that lacks His blessing. So always begin with the right heart. Ask Allah to purify your income. Say Bismillah before you work. Avoid cheating, lying, exaggerating, or cutting corners. Treat people fairly. Be honest even when it's hard. And then watch how Allah opens doors for you, protects you, and increases you in ways you never imagined. In the end, it's not about chasing the world, it's about pleasing Allah. When you do that, the world will come to you, but it will come with peace, purpose, and barakah. And that is worth far more than any paycheck.